Happy Friday, everybody out there. Finish strong Friday. Your boy got a little too much caffeine in him. And I'm really excited about the guest that we've got today, Mr. Coach Kyle Evans. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel pretty good, especially when you throw the Mister in front of the coach. It's just there's a different air to it. It's all auspicious and audacious. So, happy to be here, Marcus. I don't know if you know this, buddy. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Talk to me.
365 short days ago, me and you decided to launch a little project, and this project was to be the voice of real estate, be the voice of business, be the voice of mindset every morning, better than caffeine, better than coffee in your cup, giving agents a daily checkup from the neck up. And today, my friend, we hit the 1 year mark of the G.R.O.W show.
We made it.
We
Happy
made it.
anniversary. Happy anniversary, buddy.
We're breathing rare air right now in something called consistency. While we are not Joe Rogan or number one on Apple, it doesn't matter because we're number one in your hearts. And we want to thank you guys for coming along with us. One of the things that we believe in massively on this show is every person out there has a story. Every person out there has a triumph. Every person out there has something to teach all of us. And I think sometimes in business, sometimes in social media, we think if someone's at 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, that they don't have great lessons like someone at 150 million. And that's just not the case, bro. We have a dynamic guest today who is, man, mastering this world and all the storms that come with it, who is a brave soul out there, being a business lady, grinding, growing, momming, the things that we love and the things that we stand for, and quote, super bubbly. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to bring the bubbles here today. Tiana, welcome to the G.R.O.W show.
I absolutely love that introduction. And congratulations on your 1 year. That's a big deal. It's such a big deal.
Hey, congratulations on being with us with it.
Yeah, you're gonna ring in this anniversary as a team with us. So if you don't mind, tell everybody a little bit of your bio, and that way they know where you're coming from and everything. About 60 seconds of you, and then we'll get into some targeted questions around the message today.
All right, everybody. So I am a realtor and productivity coach at Keller Williams Empower in Philadelphia. I got into real estate because I purchased a few properties as a 25-year-old, which was completely insane. And then somebody said, Tiana, you're good at this. So I kind of blended my experience in real estate with my teaching background and then became a realtor. I teach a lot of first-time home buyers. I've been very grateful to do over 25 deals in my few years here, and I'm excited to just help more people.
I love that growth pattern. It seems like you're really queued up for that next big echelon in your career, breaking through that ceiling of achievement that sometimes we put on ourselves. When you think about starting out, started dual career now, or maybe transitioning full time. Did I hear that correct?
Full time. We made the transition. We made it.
Love this.
Yes.
When you first started out and then to go full time, what was some of the growth that you experienced there? Maybe some of the fears that you conquered, anything that really hits home when somebody asks you about your journey?
So I was telling Kyle this, it's so much of mindset and it's so much of personal development that really helps you take the leaps in your professional career. And so it was about, how do I break the fear of lack of abundance, right? And I'm like, how am I going to pay the bills? Like all my fears of going full time. And the reason why I decided to think about going full time, and it wasn't because I wanted to, like I would have probably been fine doing both at the same time, but it was really about, I'm not going to have a check every 2 weeks, right? Like, how am I going to make sure this is paid for? Like that, but that fear of I'm not going to have. And so I really had to work through that and write things down. Like, what is the root of my issue? Like, here I am with all these clients and so many opportunities ahead of me, but somehow I'm still pigeonholing myself into lack. And so as I worked through that and really got through those fears, and I had friends and family and therapists who was like, Tiana, you got this. And if nothing else, you can go back and teach. Like, it's literally not the end of the world. But how amazing is it that then you take that leap of faith and then so many opportunities come and the things that you were already doing continue to produce fruit. So you have to like trust in yourself and trust in your abilities. I knew that I was doing the work And that's the key. If I didn't feel like I was actually doing the work and somehow I just fell on luck and had transactions, that would be a fear. That would make sense. But I knew I was making the calls. I knew that I was reaching out to people. Like I knew I was doing the prospecting, the social media, all the things.
And I heard a lot there, Kyle. Okay,
I know you did, Marcus. I know you did, buddy. I know you did.
So first and foremost, overcoming a fear, right?
Yeah.
And man, oh man, I've seen so many posts. It's kind of like the world's trying to tell me something this week specifically.
Yeah.
85% of the things that we worry about never come to fruition. You know,
Mhm.
those who worry and worry and worry are actually causing more stress and chaos in their life than actually what they would bring if they just did the thing.
Yes.
And yet, fears are fears. And we've got to recognize that. And then what I heard was you surrounded yourself with people that boosted you up, that were a circle around you to build you up instead of a cage to keep you
Yes.
low. And then number 3, discipline equals freedom. And you earned the right to say, I'm doing the thing. This is not luck. People aren't just magically calling. I'm doing. You earned the right to say yes to the next trajectory in your career.
Wow.
How'd that feel?
It felt honestly, it felt scary. I mean, the first couple months, I think I only told 3 people. Like it was not this big announcement to social media I want full time, because it's like, okay, every month I'm celebrating, the bills are paid. Every month, like that's how I feel. And I said maybe after the first 365 days, like you guys, I will finally breathe a little easier. But again, the main thing was, it's one thing if I'm okay with sacrificing myself with eating tuna for a couple weeks, right? Like because I want to follow my dreams in my real estate career. But it's another thing when like you have a kid and you're like, they deserve to have this abundant life. And I felt like I was taking that from him if I make this transition to full-time real estate. But what I also know is that when he grows up, I hope that he follows those dreams. I hope that he gives himself a chance, because it was the biggest thing. Like as a mom, yes, I have to provide for you, but as a mom, I also have to like show you how to live. I have to show you values. I have to show you so it was scary for sure.
Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Let me go. Now it's my turn. Yeah, man. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. Like this is it. Guys, this is a message that is so poignant for our agents right now in the frothiness of the market for a few years. Are you going to bet on yourself?
Yeah.
Are you going to decide to move forward? She felt the fear and did it anyway. And she's a mom. And a good one. And you know how I know you're a good one? Because you care so much. By the way, moms out there, parents out there, if you're the one who's giving yourself a hard time and over stressing and worrying and thinking if you're doing well, that's a good sign that you're a good parent. P.S. Love you, mean it. And you're doing the things. And I love the fact that you drew a line in the sand. You're like, hey, if I have to struggle, whatever, we can eat some ramen. But my baby is going to get the things, right? And I'm going to go knock the doors and make the calls and shake the hands and do what needs to be done. And you're doing it. And ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at someone who's a newer agent who's out here doing the work, in her trajectory year over year is excelling. This doesn't have to be a fairy tale. It can be your story. She's walking proof right now.
Yes. And that's why I like to share my journey, because, the trillion producing agents, like it feels so unrealistic. It's like, it's not tangible, but to hear, like, I was a teacher, I didn't start in necessarily real estate. Like it just was a series of seeds that were planted. And I said, okay, here's something bigger. Here's something, a bigger dream, or here's another opportunity. And I just kind of seized it.
What has your growth trajectory in business done for your growth trajectory in your personal life?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question, because it's something that I'm continuing to work through, but walking into the power that I have, there's one thing to close a couple deals. You're like, okay, I'm doing okay. I'm closing some deals. But then when you put the whole story together, like not just taking scenes from my movie of deals, but like looking at everything that I'm doing in the midst. And 2024 was not an easy real estate year. Like, I mean, in the market. So to just look at what I'm doing, that is me. I am doing it. And so like pushing myself to walk into that power of like, I am doing it. I'm not trying. every day I get up and I work for it, and the consistency and everything, but that is me. And so personally, usually I just wake up, take my son to school. Like you live such a normal, regular, easy peasy life that it can be difficult to own the power that you have. Like, I'm doing something big and I'm okay. Like, I can walk in that I'm doing something really big and I don't have to downplay it. Being humble is a beautiful thing, but also owning that power. And that's something that personally is helping me to develop in that area of my life.
Mm.
You just said something, Kyle. Let me hit this, and then I know you got something queued up. Our brains are designed to survive, and you just described that. You had the job, and I think you called it easy peasy lifestyle. We're getting some good verbiage today. Bubbly, easy peasy. Let's keep it rocking. All right.
Yeah.
But you described the survival mode that our brains are
Yeah.
programmed to do. Right. We are programmed to survive, and sometimes when we get that corporate style job, I know you were a teacher, so not necessarily corporate,
Yes.
but that
Yes.
frame, and life is good, and
Mhm.
good sometimes keeps us from getting that great life, that abundant life from your words. So I wanted to really point out that's massive growth to
Yeah.
decide to go from survival to thriving.
Mhm.
I want to applaud you there, and you
Thank
don't have
you.
to talk it, you're walking it. So
Yeah.
your kids are going to be able to just say, I want to be like my mom. Duh. Yeah, you
Mhm.
go work, you work hard, you focus in, instead of, oh, she talks this and then she's on the couch, right? And
Yes. Yes.
so completely different. I just want to applaud you there.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcus.
Of course.
Here's the thing, and that's what I want to bring up to everybody, because I think this is an important note. It's not about the money, ladies and
Mm-mm.
gentlemen. The money is awesome, and I think a lot of us are missing the fact that we are telling a story and crafting an example for more people than you realize.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that our kids are watching us. Sure. It's not just about the things that she's getting them, guys. It's about the
Mhm.
story that she's teaching them. What are they? Hey, can you go for your dreams? Yeah, but mom, it's scary, Cool,
Mhm.
kid. You think I wasn't scared to go from full-time teacher salary that's coming in every single week and go knock doors? Like, get on out there, rub some dirt in it. Let's
Mhm.
go. And then
Yeah.
all the people that you get to touch right now,
Yeah.
teachers out there. I got news for you. I've been saying this for years. I'm going to keep saying it. Teachers make the best real estate agents.
All
They
day.
Mhm.
work long hours. They're used to getting not paid for extra work. They're master communicators, talking to children, administrative, and parents of all different walks, shapes, and sizes. Like,
Yes.
let's go, teachers. If you want to
Mhm.
know about the real estate world, go reach out to Tiana. She's got news
Yeah.
for you. The water's fine.
Yes, it's just fine. It's just fine. And then you realize that those skills that you had, and you say, okay, this is giving me a comfortable teacher, salary. You have so many more skills. And I see myself saying, wow, like, to imagine that I was not just in the classroom, but I was just in the classroom, right, grading papers for second and third graders. But now I can do $1 million deals. Like, that is just mind blowing. And sometimes we just put ourselves in these little boxes. This is all I can do. That was a chapter in my life, and I think it absolutely helped me learn how to build relationships, because real estate is all about relationships. I mean, but I think about my parents and my students I used to have that I watched go from first grade to second grade, third grade. They'll call me, this person's graduation, like all of that, staying in contact for years at a time. Same thing with my clients. It's just on a different scale and in a different arena. But what you'll find is that when you take that leap, the people, the Jerrys, right, that will connect you and see you in a bigger world. Like, he sees me bigger than sometimes I see myself, right? I'm just like, oh, I'm this mom doing real estate. And then you have people that are planning in your life to say, no, Tiana, you are this, you're doing this. So it's a beautiful personal development journey as well.
And here you go talking about your circle of people again, right?
Mhm.
And I think that's so key, because in those moments of self-doubt, those moments of survival, not thriving, right? They're there to boot. They see something in you, just like
Mhm.
you see in your kids, that
Yeah.
they don't see, that you don't see, right?
Mhm.
And having somebody just, hey, take a look behind this curtain. Look how
Mhm.
awesome your 5 years ahead is. Like, take a look at what you could
Yeah.
do. I go back to a lot of jobs in a lot of industries, not necessarily just teaching. And yet a lot of jobs out there I look at as kind of like line workers. You show up the same, you do the same thing every single day. And now some of the agents that are listening are like, yeah, you make me lead gen every day. I get it. I get it. And yet the way that we go about this business can literally be different. You can go commercial, residential, you can do database, you can do cold calls. You can mix this up to where it's never mundane. And it's endless amounts of opportunity, money, advancement, growth. You're a walking example of pretty much everything. And again, just kudos to you. When you think about what you want to, this chapter of your life, okay? Because we got great chapters stacked up so far. In this chapter, let's call it the next 3 to 5 years, what are you really focused in on growing internally, mindset wise? Yes, business is going to come. And yet what's the personal growth focus right now?
Really becoming more vulnerable and okay with sharing my story, because that's so important. And, you know, I've done a couple of speaking engagements and things like this in interviews, but it's not because I was comfortable doing it. People just brought the opportunity to me, and I love to do so. But really just more people, more agents, more just anyone, and dreamers, more dreamers need to hear how this dream started. And so that they can know that they can do their dream. Like, and a lot of people don't know, when last year I didn't have a car because my car transmission went out and I wasn't paying the car note. And I was like, I don't want to buy another car because I don't want to have to pay a car note. Like the finance savvy person in me was like, no, I don't want to do that. And so I just rocked out. And then when I was working full-time teaching, did 17 transactions in 2024 with no car. That is not normal. That's not normal. But people need to hear that. People need to hear that part. But it's not something that like you just walk up to people and say, right? Like, it's not the most comfortable thing to discuss because it wasn't easy. But that's the reason why I had to share it, because it wasn't easy and it happened and it happened anyway. But more people can relate to that story than to the easy peasy story. So in the next 3 to 5 years, that's my goal, to really share that part, all the icky parts as well.
Yeah. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, in a world where most real estate agents didn't sell a house, you got someone who is a full-time teacher, which P.S. that's not a 20-hour-a-week job, and also hanging like $5-6 million in production while doing it without a car. What's your excuse, ladies and gentlemen? What's your
exactly?
I just love that today's interview is in her car. Like that's like full circle moment right there.
I mean,
look at the leather.
That's why I had to do it. I had to do it.
Yes, of course. That is amazing. I cannot wait for the next agent to come up to me and tell me why they can't succeed right now. I'm like, do you have a car though? Okay, let's start there, right?
Yeah, and it's mindset, and I hope it convicts them, but also inspires them to say, like, I can figure this out. And at the time when I closed my first deal in 2024, I had no idea it would be 17, right? Nobody tells you you'll close 17 deals. Like, there's no one knows that. So it was just little actions, and I'm like, let me just keep going. I have to keep going. And then it turns into 17. So, but just what a beautiful story to be able to tell someone. I did not know how I was going to do it. I'm like, okay, I'll catch Ubers, or okay, I asked my sister to borrow her car. Like, okay, I'll just figure it out. I was changing after work. I would get in my sister's car, change my clothes, and then go to showings. It was just, you just made it happen. And I know it can sound like a story of lack, but really it's a story of abundance. It's abundance mindset to say, I can make it happen. I have so many resources. I have so many people who are supportive of me that I can make this work.
And we're going to continue to watch this star rise from, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the first year in real estate, this may resonate with you. I know it resonated with me when I was dual career. 1.5 deals closed. All right. 1.5. This isn't someone who just came on. Like, I hear that all the time. Like, oh, I just can't resonate with those people. They just do 20, 30, 40 deals. She did 1.5. All right.
Yeah.
So, and she's growing every year. Now we're talking about an $8 to $10 million year, looking at this year whenever she reaches out and crushes it. And who knows what the future can hold. It's about setting appropriate time horizons for yourself. And like she has proven, not just said, being results based instead of reasons based. When the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter.
That's good, Kyle.
Well, there's doing the best you can, and then there's doing what's required. And
Mhm.
she did what was required. It
That's
didn't it
it.
didn't matter the energy that day, like she just said, changing after a long day at work to go
Mhm.
work and borrow a car. Like that's just doing what's required for success, and that is
Mhm.
absolutely amazing. How do people get in touch with you? T, like how would you like people reaching out? Because I know you're impacting some folks this morning.
Yes, so I would love for them to reach out to me on my social media. We have a great community there. Lots of moms, lots of teachers that just we share stories. Like that's what it's about. It's not about coming to my Instagram so I can help you buy or sell a house. It's about sharing our stories and inspiring one another. So that's at underscore TEONNARENEE. So at underscore Tiana Renee is where you can find me, we can connect, and we can, just build together.
It's all about the community. And T,
Yeah.
if you could give us like your final thoughts, your parting words, maybe something that you're living by right now, kind of like a I do to the agents out there. What would you have for them today?
I would say, and this is something that has gotten me through these last few years in real estate, but fail fast. You have to fail faster than everyone. If I did not sell a house without buying a car, without having a car, but I at least tried, I failed faster. Like I figured out ways to do it right if I fail. So
Mhm.
many agents are scared to pick up the phone. So many agents are scared to post on social media. The faster you do that, even if it's really bad, the better you get. And so that's something that I just try to live by. I'm new too, right? I'm only in this thing for what, 4 years now, but
Yeah.
I'm failing fast. I'm just trying and I'm just getting better.
Let's go. This is the beautiful thing about the Grow Show, ladies and gentlemen. Your checkup from the neck up every morning. Every
I love
different
it.
agent from walks of life out here pouring wisdom and facts into you.
Yeah.
Tiana, you have discovered two at least new fans in Marcus and I today, and we are excited to be in
Thank
your
you. Thank
world and be
you.
your cheerleaders for the next foreseeable future, man. Like,
Yes, I appreciate you guys.
keep crushing it, keep inspiring, keep making sure that no matter what the reasons are, that the results are there if you do what's required, like Marcus
Yeah.
said. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me. I'm so grateful and very honored to be on the 1 year anniversary.
Let's go, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the internet, Coach Kyle, Coach Marcus, and the amazing Tiana. Have a great one, guys. Go finish strong this Friday.
Everyone.
We'll see you Monday.